if the cold wasn't an obstacle, but an architect? What if winter didn't pass through the land, but carved it, shaped it, claimed it? Imagine a world where frost writes its own rules, where breath freezes mid-air, where silence feels deeper than night. A world so vast, so untouched, it swallows the horizon whole. A world called Siberia. Here, morning rises in slow blue light, soft, still, ancient. You step outside, and the cold greets you like an old companion, sharp, precise, unyielding. And yet, life thrives. People thrive. Communities rise from frozen soil and dare to call this place home. Have you ever wondered what it means to truly adapt? To not just survive a world like this, but to belong to it? Keep that question close, because the further we walk into this frozen universe, the more the ice begins to speak. The city that never melts. Let's start with the city that breathes frost, a place where winter doesn't arrive, it simply never leaves. Here in Yakutsk, the cold is not a visitor, it is the ruler, patient, unquestioned, absolute. Temperatures fall to -50 degrees Celsius and stay there like a promise the land intends to keep. Walk outside, and the air cuts with surgical precision, sharp, clean, almost metallic. Your eyelashes turn white within minutes. Your breath becomes a drifting cloud of tiny crystals. Your footsteps echo softly on snow, so dry it squeaks beneath your boots. The ground under this city is frozen thousands of years deep. Permafrost layered like time itself, solid, cold, unmoving. Buildings can't touch it, not directly. If they did, the warmth from inside would melt the frozen soil, and the earth would begin to shift. So the homes rise on stilts, a forest of metal legs lifting every structure off the ground, as if the whole city is floating above its own history. People dress in layers that feel more like armor. Fur coats, thick boots, hoods lined with soft white fur, and behind every layer, a quiet resilience. Life here isn't rushed. It can't be. The cold slows everything except the human spirit. Children walk to school in temperatures that could freeze steel. Vendors sell fish flash frozen in open markets, stiff as stones. Cars run all night, so their engines don't freeze solid. And yet, the city hums. Warm interiors glow orange through frosted windows. Families gather around tables heavy with food. Stories drift through hallways like warmth itself. There's a beauty in this stillness, a weight, a strange sense of peace that only deep cold can create. Then, somewhere in the distance, a wider silence, a broader breath of winter, a hint of something ancient waiting beyond the city's frozen edges, something vast enough to dwarf even Yakutsk. Go far enough into that silence, and the ice begins to shimmer, clear, glass-like, endless. A frozen mirror holding a memory older than history. The lake that remembers everything. Lake Baikal, a lake older than language, older than mountains, older than the idea of time as we understand it. 25 million years. That's how long this water has existed. Flowing, shifting, sleeping beneath Siberian skies. And somehow, it still feels awake. Baikal holds nearly 20% of all the fresh water on Earth. Enough water to outlive civilizations. Enough clarity to see straight through its depths. When winter arrives, the lake transforms. The surface hardens into crystal. Ice so clear you can watch shadows drift hundreds of meters below. Fish, rock, ancient formations shaped by pressure and age. Stand on this glass and the world tilts. You feel suspended, weightless, as if you're walking on the sky itself. Baikal cracks too, deep, resonant, a sound like the earth stretching its spine. The turquoise shards rise like frozen lightning, sharp angles catching sunlight, ice blooming upward as if the lake is exhaling. People travel across the frozen surface on skates and sleds. Families glide along clear blue pathways carved by wind. Dogs race ahead with breath turning to smoke. But Baikal carries a tenderness too. Villages hug its shores quietly. Wooden cottages with windows carved like lace. Irkutsk, its historic gateway, listens to the lake like an old friend. Stories here move slowly, like snowflakes drifting sideways in a soft wind. Like water remembering where it once was. Baikal is sacred to many, a place of spirits, a place of dreams, a place where time feels less like a straight line and more like a circle returning to itself. The silence here speaks. It tells of origins, of endurance, of a patience only nature could possess. And far beyond these frozen waters, in the patterns carved into wood, in the soft hum of a city shaped by explorers and traders, another story rises from the snow. A city built from timber and memory. A place where carved frames glow in winter light. A place that stands quietly at the lake's edge, waiting to be seen. The city wrapped in carved snowlight. Irkutsk, a city woven from wood and winter. A settlement founded in 1661, built by Cossacks at the edge of the frozen frontier. Its streets glow with carved patterns, windows trimmed with delicate lace-like designs, wooden houses painted in soft blues and greens, colors that stand out against the white world around them. Walk slowly here. The city asks for it. Every building feels like a story carved by hand. You can almost hear the whisper of chisels in the cold air. Each curl of wood once lifted by patient craftsmen, layer by layer, line by line. Irkutsk grew through movement. Trade routes passed through its heart. Caravans brought tea, fur, stories, and strangers. Explorers stopped here to breathe before pushing deeper into Siberia's wilderness. The Angara River flows beside the city, with water too restless to freeze completely. Mist rises from its surface at dawn, soft as silk, drifting across the embankments. Locals call Irkutsk the Paris of Siberia, not for romance, but for elegance. A quiet, enduring elegance born from wood and winter light. Cafes glow softly in the evenings. Timber creaks beneath boots. Smoke curls from chimneys into the pale sky. Life feels gentle here, calm, measured. But there's another sound beneath that calm. A low hum, a metallic rhythm. Steel stretching endlessly across the horizon. It's the pulse of the Trans-Siberian Railway, the longest rail line on Earth. A 9,289-kilometer thread binding distant cities together, from Moscow to the Pacific edge of Asia. Trains pass through Irkutsk like drifting giants, slow, thunderous, purposeful. People watch them from frost-covered platforms, breath glowing in the air. Some preparing to leave, others waiting for someone to return. The tracks carry stories, memories, journeys measured not in miles, but in the changing shape of the land. Follow that iron trail, and Siberia shifts again. The silence thins. The world grows louder, busier, brighter. Something vast waits along the line. A city born from motion, surging with energy even in the heart of winter. A place where cold meets momentum, where winter cannot slow the human pulse. The line that crosses eternity. The Trans-Siberian Railway. A thread of steel unspooling across a continent. A line so long, so steady, it feels like the spine of Siberia itself. More than 9,289 kilometers. A journey measured not in distance, but in landscapes, in horizons, in the slow rhythmic heartbeat of wheels against rails. The railway was completed in 1916, built through brutal winters, swamps, forests, and mountains. Workers laid tracks through ground that froze, thawed, then froze again. A battle with the elements etched into every kilometer. And at the center of this colossal line, Novosibirsk, a city born from a bridge across the Ob River. What began as a simple railway station in 1893 swelled into Siberia's largest metropolis, a place where frost meets motion, where ideas spark in the cold. Novosibirsk hums. Buses through icy streets. Trams shiver along rails glazed with frost. People move quickly, not to escape the cold, but to stay in rhythm with the city's pulse. Akademgorodok sits within its borders, a town built for science, a cluster of research institutes tucked between forests and snow, a place where theories rise like steam in winter air. The city glows at night, neon lights reflecting on icy sidewalks, warm windows shining through drifting snow, a bold energy wrapped in winter's grip. But follow the endless rails westward, and the landscape widens, flattens, deepens. The air grows thicker with memory, colder, quieter. A frontier waits in that direction, a city shaped by history and frost, a place built as a shield, a sentinel of the Siberian wild. Omsk rises from the plains like a reminder that borders shift, fortresses fall, but resilience endures. And the silence beyond its old walls feels heavier, older, as if the wind there has something to say. The fortress in the frost. Omsk, a city built on the edge of the unknown. Founded in 1716 as a fortress, a guard post against threats drifting through the vast Siberian frontier. The old citadel still stands, weathered, stoic.
A structure that watched centuries pass beneath drifting snow. Today, Omsk is the second largest city in Siberia, bustling, layered, a place where history walks beside modern life. Wide boulevards stretch across landscapes dusted with frost. Old churches rise with onion domes shining in pale sunlight. Markets breathe warmth into the cold air as vendors sell pastries, spices, and steaming cups of tea. The wind whistles differently here, sharper around corners, soft against the old fortress walls, as if carrying fragments of distant battles. People move with a quiet determination, not hurried, not slow, just steady. The pace of a city that knows winter intimately. Car tires crunch softly over compact snow. Lights glow in frozen windows. Children chase each other through icy courtyards with cheeks flushed pink. There's a groundedness here, a sense of standing on firm soil, even when that soil is locked beneath winter's hard grip. But look toward the north, far beyond the edge of the city, beyond forests, beyond roads, beyond comfort. The land grows harsher, colder, light thins, shadows stretch longer, and eventually the Arctic reaches out with a pale, frozen hand. Holding a city built on industry and endurance. A city where sunlight vanishes for weeks, where metal and frost shape life equally. A place unlike anywhere else on Earth. A city where survival itself becomes an agreement between humanity and the cold. The city beneath the endless night, Norilsk, a city that lives inside winter's shadow. High above the Arctic Circle, far from warmth, far from softness, far from the world most people know. Here, the sun disappears for weeks. Darkness settles like a heavy blanket, deep, long, unbroken. The cold reaches minus 40 degrees Celsius, minus 50 degrees Celsius, sometimes lower. A level of cold that doesn't sting, it numbs, silences, defines. Breath freezes the moment it leaves your lips. Snow drifts sideways through narrow streets. Wind howls between concrete buildings that look like they were carved from ice itself. But Norilsk is alive. This city works. It mines. It moves. Nickel, palladium, metals pulled from deep beneath the ancient permafrost. The earth gives no warmth, but it gives resources, and people follow that call. Industrial lights burn through the polar night like orange embers in a frozen world. Factories hum with a steady metallic rhythm. Steam rises in slow white pillars into the black Arctic sky. Yet even here, in the heart of cold and industry, you find resilience, laughter, music behind windows, families gathered around tables glowing with soft lamplight. People learn to live with the endless night. They build routines around darkness. They hold tight to tiny pockets of warmth. And when the sun finally returns, it does so gently, a faint glow along the horizon, a reminder that even the longest nights end. But far from Norilsk, beyond its mines, its smoke, and its glow, the land softens again. Mountains rise like ancient guardians, quiet and gold in the morning light. A shift in the wind, a change in the sky, a sense that nature is taking back its throne. The mountains that guard the sky. The Altai, the Golden Mountains, a place where stone meets sky so gracefully, it feels like the world is exhaling. These mountains stretch across 4 countries, but here in Siberia, they feel the oldest, the most ancient, the most awake. Peaks rise like white flames, sharp, sacred, uncompromising. Mount Belukha stands above all, 4,506 meters of ice and silence. A summit revered for centuries, wrapped in myth, protected by distance. Climbers speak of an eerie calm near the glacier edges, a stillness so deep it feels like the mountain is listening, judging every step. Rivers rush through valleys below, cold, clear, blue as polished stone. Forests whisper along the slopes, not loudly, just enough to remind you that life persists even here, where winter lingers longer than summer dares to stay. Villages sit in wide open fields, wooden homes with smoke rising in slow curls. Children chase each other across frosted grass. Horses graze with frost on their backs. Everything moves gently, deliberately. UNESCO protects this land, not because it's fragile, but because it's ancient. Because the Altai holds a memory of the world before the world became busy. Stand on a ridge at sunrise. Watch the first light touch the peaks, turning snow into molten gold. The air sharpens, the earth brightens. You feel small, not in weakness, but in wonder. And when the wind sweeps across the valley, it carries a low hum, a vibration, a message older than language, a reminder that mountains remember everything. But beyond these ridgeliness and beyond the golden glow, stone begins to shift differently, not as peaks, but as pillars, rising from forests like forgotten giants carved from granite. The land ahead feels heavier, broader, carved by ancient forces, waiting for someone to stand at its base and look up. The City of Stone Guardians. Krasnoyarsk, a city shaped by river, forest, and stone. Founded in 1628 along the Yenisei, a river that refuses to soften even when winter presses hard. The Yenisei flows cold and relentless, steam rising from its surface at dawn like ghosts drifting across the water. Bridges stretch across it, like long steel ribs, strong, steady, silent. But Krasnoyarsk holds something deeper within its forests, the Stolby Nature Reserve, a land of towering rock pillars, some as tall as ancient fortresses, granite giants rising vertically from the forest floor. People call them Stolby, meaning pillars, but they feel like something more, something sentient, something watching. Climbers come from all over Russia to move across these stones. No ropes, just hands, feet, nerves, respect. The pillars weather centuries without changing their posture. They stand like patient guardians rooted in deep time. In winter, snow settles on their crowns. The forest thickens with quiet. Wind hums through gaps in the stone like distant voices. Walk deeper into the reserve, and the scale shifts. Trees look smaller, shadows stretch longer. The pillars rise higher than your imagination expects. Locals speak of them fondly. Some say the stones hum. Some say they dream. Some say the forest carries memories humans were never meant to hear. The city beyond the woods feels different after this. Humbled, softened, aware of the giants standing quietly nearby. And far beyond Krasnoyarsk, past the Stone Guardians, the river's cold breath and forests stretching into the horizon, the land begins to tremble. Heat stirs beneath ice. Pressure builds beneath frozen ground. A different kind of power gathers.
A power shaped by fire, not stone. The peninsula where the earth breathes. Kamchatka, a land of fire wrapped in snow. A peninsula at the far eastern edge of Siberia, where the earth never truly rests. More than 300 volcanoes rise from its surface, 29 still active. Some puff gentle steam, some roar. Some wait in deep, molten silence. Here, glaciers sleep beside boiling springs. Rivers cut through black volcanic sand. Geysers burst upward without warning. The ground feels warm in places, even when the air freezes your breath. Stand near the Mutnovsky crater, and the earth vibrates beneath your boots. A low pulse, ancient, steady, like the planet revealing its heartbeat, for anyone brave enough to listen. Fog drifts through valleys like slow-moving silk. Bears roam along salmon-rich rivers. Eagles glide above steaming vents where snow melts in perfect circles. Hot springs bubble through the cold, like warm memories rising from deep time. People lower themselves into the water while snow falls around them. A moment of warmth carved from a world of frost. But Kamchatka's true power shows at night, when darkness settles and the sky ignites. Stars spill across the blackness with impossible clarity. Volcano silhouettes glow faintly under moonlight. Steam rises in white ribbons, twisting into the cold. It feels like standing at the edge of creation, raw, untamed, breathing. Kamchatka doesn't ask for admiration. It demands awe. It demands humility. It demands presence. And as you stand there, listening to the quiet rumble beneath the crust, you realize something profound. Siberia isn't defined by cold. It isn't defined by harshness. It is defined by life that refuses to be anything but extraordinary. And when morning comes, light spills over volcano peaks like fire returning to the world, reminding you that nothing here truly sleeps. If this journey shifted something in you, even the smallest thought, let it stay for a moment. Let it settle the way snow settles on untouched ground. Because Siberia isn't just a place, it's a reminder that the world is still wild, still powerful, still far bigger than our routines and our screens. These cities, these mountains, these lakes carved from time, they show us what endurance looks like, what resilience feels like, what beauty becomes when shaped by extremes. If you want more journeys like this, more frozen horizons, forgotten landscapes, and places that test the edges of human life, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and tap that bell so you never miss the next story. Until then, keep exploring, keep imagining, and I'll see you in the next story.